Okay, today we're going to talk about the youth bulge, which is not what you think. It's actually this really fascinating predictive tool. It's actually been used by even the CIA in predicting disrupted cultures around the world. They predicted the Arab Spring using these data points, right? So we talk a lot about demographics and demographic shifts at Crown Capital, and it's one of our main themes as far as looking for investments. So remember the statistics: 77 million baby boomers. 4% of baby boomers have achieved 3 million of net worth or more. 62 million Gen Xers, much smaller population, and only 2% of Gen Xers have achieved 3 million of net worth or more. 88 million millennials, 95 plus million iGen, right? So with this contraction of the population, what you might expect is a recession or some kind of contraction in valuations. But think about what happens when we get this bulge of youth. What you get is first disruption. So youth disruption is caused by not enough room in the current infrastructure to accommodate all of this youth. So in Guatemala, they actually suffer from this right now. For every 50,000 people leaving the job market, there's 150 this year entering the job market. So one of two things when you happen when you have that kind of youth disruption. Either the people entering the market that can't find a space leave and migrate elsewhere to find a market that's big enough to accommodate them, or they disrupt the current system. So you remember that in the baby boomers and their youth, student sit-ins, protesting the war, all this disruption that these youth causes. Somalia is actually going through this as well. The same kind of population density in their youth. Usually it happens in countries that are going from third world or second world to first world. And as that happens, you get this disruptive explosion of youth. People used to have 8 babies and 6 would die, and now they have 8 and all 8 live. So this youth bulge can cause all kinds of disruption in the economy. Then you move into the consumption years, and here's where you get your youth bulge dividend. You move into the peak consumption years, ages 40 to 50 of any population, 46 being the peak in the United States. And what you get is a lot of need to acquire things, right? Called the acquisitive years. We're acquiring things and we're buying and we're generating our own self-driven market. People in that market or in that demographic are building things for other people in that market to consume. And you get this great GDP growth. That happens, and then as that population moves off stage, what you'd prefer to have is a population behind it that could keep the trend up on demographics. Here we don't. We've got this contraction of demographics. But given that baby boomers hold 82% of all financial assets, there might be a transition of liquidity that keeps valuations high. So far it has. But if you want to see a fascinating chart, look at Harley-Davidson revenue chart and how it perfectly aligns with peak consumption among baby boomers. And then look what they've done to reposition themselves to address this youth market going forward. So I would suggest you look at your customers, look at your clients. I recently talked to a CPA firm that's dealing with this. Look at your customers and see where they fall as a spread among the demographics and see what you might have left. For a CPA firm, very important, as these baby boomers sell businesses, that work usually doesn't stay with the CPA firm. It goes to the new owner's CPA firm. So you are at risk for a transition as these baby boomers move into a more passive investment lifestyle. I hope that's helpful and helps you make some great decisions.